Good day everyone. In this video, we are going to summarize the lesson 14, which all about Philippine popular culture and experiences economy, with the collaboration of Rosmi B. Blanca, Ronelyn Orbistondo, Joanna Gillen, Kim Christian Sambilla, and Ryan Consigna. A. Affects senses and feelings. Journey Dean. The language of victimization in the face of bloggers inflicting their boring lives, their obsessive lives, their sex lives, their pets' lives on the rest of us differs from the criticism of rabid political bloggers or snarky celebrity bloggers, all working around the clock to attack their specific targets and generally amplify and intensify the circuits of communicative capitalism. The anxiety about victimization construes blogging per se as an activity that victimizes and harm regardless of any particular content. The practice of blogging itself is harmful. Harm is an embedded feature of the application like or tag. Blogging is a fact of this world that one cannot escape. To claim that blogging is harmful, that the rest of us are its victims, points to a link between blogging and anxiety. B. Body. Bals Neresa. The Filipinas breast. Savagery, docility, and the erotics of the American Empire. Savage breasts were signs of conquest from account of European explorers such as Columbus and Magellan. To 19th century, maps of the Pacific drawn by American cartographers to American postcards featuring Native American women. The bare brown bosoms of indigenous women were markers of savagery, colonial desire, and a justification for Western imperial rule. Imperial cultures deployed barbarism and female nudity to justify imperial violence and articulate colonial fantasism about the savage land. Columbus, who fetishized the colonial breasts of native women, was convinced that the world was not round but pear-shaped and topped by a protuberance much like women's nipples. The imperial impulse to convert these exiles of Christianity, coupled with travelers' tales of wealth and gold in uncharted exotic lands, would fuel Europe's imperial fantasies for centuries.
Musicas P. Stadjar Nifarti. Taking an innovative post-colonial feminist perspective on transformation in the Philippine nation in the context of globalization. Fantasy, a production provides a theoretical framework for understanding the nationalist and post-colonial capitalist logics shaping the reactions of the Philippines as a nation-state. Stadjar proves the consequences of dominant Philippine imaginations by examining a broad range of phenomena which characterize the contemporary Philippine nation, including the mass migration overseas of domestic workers, the popular revolt toppling the Marcos dictatorship, as well as various works of art, poetry, historiography, and film. There will be one of the first books available widely in English that provides a sustainable theoretical engagement with the cultural dimensions of contemporary socio-political and economic development in the Philippines. D. Time. Jonathan Harari. Late capitalism at the ends of sleep, in short. Sharp polemic against the dehumanizing condition of neoliberalism, the non-stop marketplace, and the concomitant demands for constant productivity and attentiveness. Crary adds an analysis of the shift in attention brought about in the mid-20th century, particularly relating to post-war consumption and television, while mainly focusing on the period from 1990 to the present. Crary begins and ends 24/7 by arguing that sleep is Quartz's refuge from the affront of neoliberalism and its morals of stimulated needs. Sleep is an uncompromising interruption of the thief of time from us by capitalism. A. Technology. Rafael Vicente. The cell phone and the crowd, messianic politics in the contemporary Philippines. It explored the role of the cell phone and the practice of texting without the context of a civilian backroad the overdrew President Joseph Estrada in January 2001, popularly known as People Power. It focuses in particular one set of political fantasies among Filipino middle class, including their belief in the power of communication. Technologies to transmit message at a distance and in their ability to possess the power. Communication from this perspective held the messianic promise of refreshing the heterogeneous crowd into a people addressing and addressed by the promise of justice.
And for globalization, globalization is the use to describe the growing independence of the world economies, culture, and populations brought about by the cross-border trades in goods and services, technology, and flavors of investments. So, globalization from Vinbinedo Lumbera, entitled Mulature Patongong or Mulatory Patongong Palengke. Ang aklat na ito ay pinatmatugan ni na Vinbinedo Lumbera, Ramon Guillermo, and Arnold Alamora. Ayon dito, tungkulin ng lahat ng progresibong guro at mag-aaral ang pagpapalaganap ng makabayan, siyentipiko at makamasang edukasyon sa loob at labas ng mga formal na institusyong pang-edukasyon. Sa ganitong paraan ay mailinang at maipapalaganap ang isang edukasyon na nagtataguyod ng kapakanan ng bansa, nagpapayaman ng diwang mapagtanong at mapanlikha at umuugat sa buhay at pakikibaka ng nakararami. Isa itong mabisang sandata laban sa rumaragasang neoliberal na opensiba sa edukasyon at may napakahalagang papel sa pagkamit ng tunay, ganap at malalimang pagbabago.
Peace and Pop Culture, Rolando Tolentino. Popular Culture and Pleasures, Middle Class. Education is different from popular culture is informal knowledge generated by media, television, radio, movies, DVD, cell phone, internet, video okay, cable, etc. Artifact of popular culture has a shelf life. It is only famous for the current fad even though there is always media and genre revealing it. But there is no shortage of a new trends, and with the adoption of a new, the communities of popular culture are also marked by obsolescence and obsolete. Popular culture is involved with an associated affirmation of the truth is revealing. The affinity of popular culture and the formal education it is that we both lay for the supposedly viable facts about identity, a requirement of being a middle class citizen. Formal education it is the passport to social mobility, even soaking in the popular culture. It is also a part of setting the promise of possibility. This is the new kind of intellectual capital in the immediate present